Fabrizio Romano reveals Man United plan for very busy summer. Manchester United will be busy in their summer rebuild ahead of the transfer window, with many expected to depart. Fabrizio Romano claims Manchester United are set for a major squad overhaul due to departing high-earning stars. Uncertainty in their summer activities hinges on how many players exit the club. The Red Devils need to earn a European spot in their final Premier League games after a disappointing season. Manchester United are set for a huge rebuild in the summer once again, with many of their highest-earning stars on huge contracts set for the exit, but at this moment in time, it's unsure as to how many stars they will bring in, with a reliance on their older players exiting, Fabrizio Romano has exclusively told GIVEMESPORT. The Red Devils have had a poor season by their standards, dropping out of the Carabao Cup in the early rounds, exiting the Champions League at group stage level with losses to Galatasaray and Copenhagen, and currently sat 7th in the Premier League. It isn't a campaign that will be looked upon fondly by fans after a season of disappointment. Even their FA Cup run was almost blighted by a late collapse to Coventry City at Wembley, and should they win against Manchester City in the final in May, it may not be enough to overlook a poor season. With that in mind, alongside new owners Ineos making vast boardroom changes, there will likely be a lot of change in the playing squad. But Romano does not know just how drastic the changes will be, with their outcome depending on how many stars depart. Man United prepared for summer of ins and outs. Manchester United reports frequent ahead of the summer window. United have a number of stars out of contract in the summer, regardless of any sales. Veteran centre-back Johnny Evans, out-of-sorts striker Anthony Martial and Tom Heaton are all set to depart, and whilst the club have an option to extend Raphael Varane's deal, his injury record is not great and the club may simply wish to get rid. The defender has yet to be offered a new deal, and with the likes of Jadon Sancho and Mason Greenwood not in the first-team picture, there is set to be a lot of change. Sancho has been touted with a permanent move back to Borussia Dortmund after rejoining the club on loan in January, and so there could be money to spend. But until those deals are signed off, it's unsure as to how much or how little United can bring in over the summer. Romano, Man United will be very busy. The club are preparing to show high-earning stars the exit door. Speaking to GIVEMESPORT, Romano did acknowledge that United would be busy, but until their out-of-favour stars are addressed, it's hard to quantify just how busy they will be. He said, "I expect them to be very busy. Honestly, a number at the moment, I have absolutely no idea because it depends on the outgoings. We know how important it will be to clarify the situations of Mason, Greenwood, Jadon, Sancho and many players who are still at the club. Anthony Martial is leaving, Raphael Varane at the moment is not being offered a new deal, but we have to see what happens with Christian, Eriksen, Casemiro. There are many situations to discuss. This is why at the moment, it is difficult to see and to mention how many signings United will do. But I think there will be a lot of movement, so I expect them to be very, very busy in terms of outgoing and incomings." Manchester United season run-in. The Red Devils have a tough end to the campaign. United have 6 games left in their Premier League season to save face and earn a European spot. Behind Newcastle in the table, the Red Devils must either win the Cup against City or finish in the top 7 if they are to qualify for continental competition next season. Their final 4 games against Brighton, Newcastle, Arsenal and Crystal Palace will be tough, and if they lose the battle to the Magpies, it could well mean no European football at Old Trafford next season. There's no doubting the fact that Manchester United need to make a number of changes. The Red Devils confirmed their failure to qualify for the Champions League with their draw against relegation candidates Burnley, summing up their struggles this season. Now, Fabrizio Romano has had his say on just how many summer changes could take place. Man United transfer news. All was going relatively to plan for Erik ten Hag last season. The Dutchman secured his first trophy in the Carabao Cup and qualified for the Champions League. It seemed as though things could only improve if anything. A year later, however, and Manchester United have failed to finish inside the top 4 and found themselves on a run of 2 wins in their last 7 Premier League games. Ten Hag has been quick to jump to his side's defence though. That progress could be helped by several changes of course, as Romano predicts is on the cards at Old Trafford. He told GIVEMESPORT this weekend, "I expect them to be very busy. Honestly, a number at the moment, I have absolutely no idea because it depends on the outgoings. We know how important it will be to clarify the situations of Mason, Greenwood, Jadon, Sancho and many players who are still at the club. Anthony Martial is leaving, Rafael Varane at the moment is not being offered a new deal, but we have to see what happens with Christian Eriksen, Casemiro. There are many situations to discuss. This is why at the moment, it is difficult to see and to mention how many signings United will do. But I think there will be a lot of movement, so I expect them to be very, very busy in terms of outgoing and incomings. What Man United need this summer? Given their struggles, it may be easier to say what Manchester United don't need rather than what they do, but a central defender should be the main target. Ten Hag has been forced to put together a makeshift defense as of late, and with Varane's future uncertain, his depth is only likely to get worse. That said, those at Old Trafford have already been linked with the likes of Everton star Gerard Brantwaite in what would be an ideal move to improve Ten Hag's backline. Meanwhile, away from their defensive struggles, United have also been linked with a move to sign Kaoru Mitoma, in what could hand Marcus Rashford some serious competition next season. With Sir Jim Ratcliffe looking to make a statement in his first summer transfer window in Manchester, the Red Devils could quickly steal the headlines on their way to turning a sinking ship under Ten Hag around next season. Under fire, Man United star hits new low as Gary Lineker can't help but laugh. Manchester United were forced to settle for a point against Burnley on Saturday. Gary Lineker was left in stitches when listening to Ian Wright's analysis of Casemiro during Manchester United's 1-1 draw with Burnley on Saturday. The Brazil international has come under immense criticism this season, and his display at Old Trafford did his reputation no favours. Casemiro has regressed significantly since joining the Red Devils from Real Madrid, prompting speculation that he will leave the club at the end of the season, amid interest from Saudi Pro League outfits. The 32-year-old has lost his pace and in turn, has been chasing shadows in the heart of United's system, and his recent stint at centre-back has not helped him bounce back to his best despite signs of promise. Casemiro played a significant role in Burnley's equaliser at the Theatre of Dreams, attempting to play a bizarre, looping header back to his goalkeeper despite being under no pressure. The pass allowed Zeki Amdani to challenge for the ball from close range, and he was ultimately brought down by Onana before scoring the resulting spot kick. Analysing the performance on Match of the Day, Wright and Lineker could not help but laugh at the midfielder's performance, with the latter explaining, "This is Sander Berge with Casemiro. He just has to stop and not let him come through, and he just walked past him," prompting a chuckle from Lineker. Ex-United star Owen Hargreaves was equally critical of Casemiro, saying, "That header from Casemiro is unbelievable, I don't know what he is thinking." Onana comes out and yes, he clatters into Amdani, but the header from Casemiro, it is just not on. Erik ten Hag has jumped to the defense of his number 18 in recent weeks, though it is hard to see how the Dutchman will justify such a disastrous decision from his makeshift defender and one of the most experienced players in his dressing room. Casemiro's reputation among pundits has been significantly dented in recent weeks, with Tim Sherwood even saying that his teammates have caught a bug from him. Speaking after the Burnley draw, the former Tottenham boss said, "The worrying thing is that the midfield does not run. When the ball gets played behind them, their heads start wobbling. That's down to the manager telling them and identifying it. Kobbie Mainoo, I like him, I really like him, but he has caught the Casemiro bug where he is jogging around the pitch." Christian Eriksen is the